Hello folks, it is your boy, Miniman of Steel, ending the Byzantium series, 3rd episode, Cold War. So you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below if you want more crap for me to talk about in history. So, Cold War. After the fall of the Axis powers and gaining the Crimean Peninsula, the territories above the Black Sea, Byzantium stands as one of the dominant superpowers, besides its America and Russia. Having territories all over southern and Europe, the Middle East, and parts of northern Africa, as well as the Balkans, of course. Don't forget them little Balkan nations. During the 15th and 60s of the time, Byzantium would go through a lot of economic changes, improving upon itself, militarily, economically, you name it. And while it's not in an alliance with the other two powers, it does hate communism. So during the time, Byzantium would help America during the Vietnam and Korean Wars to fight back against the Soviets and Chinese. Now, I don't know what would happen if Byzantium would have helped. Perhaps this time the world would see that the United States is actually winning against communism, and Vietnam and Korea are free from that evil ideologies. During the 70s, however, Byzantium would just be neutral, just do its own thing, be a bro nation. But it'd go through some deals with the good old United States. In exchange for nuclear bombs, the US would provide valuable resources and some intelligence to protect the empire from the Soviet Union. Because Byzantium is an Orthodox Christian nation and it hates communists. During the 80s, however, would be interesting because this is the time when communism in the Soviet Union is about to collapse. First, the communist bloc of Czechoslovakia, Bulgaria, Poland, East Germany, and Romania would all be free. This would give Byzantium a chance to take more of Russia's juicy land. So what do? Declare war on the Soviet Union. Now you might think, boy, that sounds stupid. The Russian Empire, the Second Russian Empire, aka the Soviet Union, is too large and has a massive army. But let's not forget the fact that the Soviet Union by this point is collapsing. And Byzantium is much more stronger by this point. So the invasion starts through the Crimean Peninsula and the Balkans. One by one, the empire takes many of the communist Balkan nations, and they prefer to be under the rule of a Christian nation instead of a communist evil nation. And even though Russia is not happy about this, they can't do anything. By the end, somewhere around the time of 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed, and China stands as the only communist superpower. But it can't do nothing, right? Right. Because they're alone. They have no one else. Also BTW. Cuba, on the other hand, yeah. Taken away by the good old US of A. Like it should have been all those years ago. We should have taken Cuba and made it into a state. Why didn't we? Never mind. So the world is free, mostly free from communism, and Byzantium stands as now one of the two global superpowers. Not in an alliance, but good trade deals with the good old US of A, and stands as the strongest superpower in Europe. But Russia might come back to bite them. Who knows? That is the end of the Byzantine Empire series. What if it returned in the modern age through post-World War Greece? My next What If video will be discussing what if everything went well for the good old US of A, discussing from 1812 to the modern age. Well, more recent modern age, but you get the gist of it. So, good night. See you all in the next video, folks.